Let me see here now. AC, right? It goes spicy collection. Hey, now y'all got to forgive me. My wife is texting me off and on about this soccer game. She want to see a soccer game, and I'm doggone spoiled her. So she like to sit down low, and the ticket for $4,000. I'm like, listen, I'm ready to go to the nosebleed. I'm ready. I messed up taking y'all down there to the low section. I'm ready to go to the nosebleed. I should have started. I done did too much too early, and now my wife, she go on Ticketmaster and set the filter best tickets available. I'm like, oh, nah. Yeah, listen, yesterday price, not today's price. Y'all forgive me. She texted me a little bit. I'm trying. I got the answer to make sure I give a yes or no before she be to click buy on the wrong thing. Still got bill collector calling me. Bill collector be on the bill collector be on the live like, what the world are you spending money? Man, what the world are you sitting there? You owe us money. Listen, y'all the bill collector. You'll get it when I got it. Leave me alone. But I wanted to pop on here and do a little Q&A for the Blessed Tribe. I think I set the chat to where only the people in the Blessed Tribe could talk. And wanted to pop on here. I just filmed an hour-long video that I'm gonna upload probably tomorrow because the Wi-Fi in my Sprinter not too strong. It let me do this, but video uploading be a little too slow. So I wanted to come on here and chat for a little bit. Now, when y'all do the Q&A, make sure you do it like Lakeisha did and put the hashtag Q in front of there so I can point it out, easily see it in the chat. I started the nonprofit. Now I need to raise money. Do you have a course that talks about what to do? No, I don't have a nonprofit course. Although I've had two nonprofits and I've raised money, it really is no real. I mean, people gonna have a strategy, but honestly, you need to identify what program you want to provide. So if you want to work with, let's say you want to work with high schoolers from the ninth to 12th grade or 10th to 12th grade, and you want to do sessions with them on life skills and social skills and hygiene lessons, you put that on a proposal and you give it a name, and then you break down what y'all doing, you break down the schedule, and y'all forgive me, my wife texting me. and then you do the schedule, and then you send that to every person in your phone, and you can put it on a PDF, and you send it to every person on your phone, and then when you send that to everybody on your phone, then everybody gonna give $1, $2, whatever it is, and then from there, somebody give 100, somebody give 1,000, and that's how you pay for the room you rent to run your programs. That's how you pay for the food, for the van, and all of those things. So don't make it, complicated. And sometimes you got to do your own style, because when you take and do that, then if you do your own style, you put your own blueprint on there. Um, Blues 4T. I don't know what you talking about, because I don't even respond to comments, and so you probably was talking to a bot. And so touch your nose and watch your mouth, and don't be coming in here trying to check me, because you will get blocked all the way on here. So don't ever come on my channel trying to check me, because you will get blocked in a hot minute. So learn how to watch your mouth, and then go ahead and bag on up out the chat, and cool off a little bit, because if I see another crazy message from you, you're gonna get blocked. And then you'll be standing outside the club with the people who were hating on Chris Brown. Boyfriend of 2 years wants me to move to his town, but I don't want to move without getting married. How can I express this to him? He's moody. You got to express it to him. You can express it to him tonight and say, hey, that's a big move. Like, will you move to me? Like, I want you to process this. What you're saying to him in text message or on the phone. Say, I want you to process packing up all of your stuff and quitting your job and leaving your friends and leaving your family and moving to me. Will you do that? And then we said, no, the man ain't supposed to move, the woman supposed to move. No, the wife is supposed to move, not the woman. Because I could move, and then we break up in a month, and now I've uprooted my whole life, and now you want to act funny. And so you got to pose that to him, and you can't be afraid to say that. You can't be afraid to say that. You can't be afraid to express your mind. As long as you're not yelling, as long as you're not cussing, as long as you're not calling nobody out their name, you can't be afraid to express yourself. Go back and watch my video that I did yesterday or the day before that say how to express yourself. Topaz, that's a whole video in itself. You got to, if you in it, then you know about it. That's a whole video. Why do I always end up with the weed man? I think it's funny, but is it something to it? Well, the reason why, because let me look at you with my good eye. The reason why is because you're yellow. And no offense on that. If you want to be called pecan tan or whatever color you want to be called, it's just, we call it high yellow, red bone. Pecan tan might be something else. I just remember a girl that was in my Dazzling Dimes used to call herself pecan tan. I said, child of pecan brown. Y'all gotta forgive me. My wife texted me. And so with the weed, man, a lot of time what it is because they sell a little weed, they think they're exotic. And so because they think they're exotic, because they sell a little weed, they want to get them a woman who look out the norm of they normal, don't look like their sisters, don't look like their mama. So they want to get them a light skinned woman because they think that that's gonna make them more, highfalutin, more exotic. They think that mean that by them doing that, that mean they got something. So that's all it is. Boy, black coffee. Yeah, I was looking like Mr. Clampett out there. My goodness. Like I was looking at what's his name? That Eddie Murphy character. Well, I'm glad you could recognize some. I was just offered a new job that will pay double income. I have been at my current job for over 2 years. I fasted and prayed for this job. How can I get over the fear of moving? Sis, if you can't get over that fear of moving, you can send me that job. Send me that job. You can write them and tell them, hey, I got somebody more qualified than me. You'll be lying, but I gladly take it. That ain't nothing but the devil trying to block your blessing. I ain't never heard nobody find a job paying double. Honestly, if I were you, I'd be checking, make sure there ain't no scam email trying to get your social security number and your bank account for direct deposit so they could scam you. So hopefully you done talk to somebody in person now and went to the job and had you a real, you know, had you a real job. Cause that right there, if that ain't God, I don't know what is. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Yeah, you can't. It's a sin to live in fear. So you got to go ahead and get over that fear before God pull that job back. He asked me to be his girlfriend after a month of dating. I accepted and he immediately got comfortable and stopped calling daily. He is 36. I am 27. I addressed it and he said he isn't a phone person. Thoughts? He's not a relationship person, is what he is. And it's like, okay, you're not a phone person, then come over then. You ought to be over here every day, pick him up then. If you're not a phone person. But everybody is a phone person. Everybody not a texting person because everybody can't spell. And some people spell so bad, autocorrect can't figure out what they're trying to spell. But everybody is a phone person. When somebody tell you they're not a phone person, they is a liar. And if they telling you the truth, they not ready for a relationship. Because if you not can't talk on the phone, you can't be in no relationship. So tell him that this not gonna work. Let him know, listen, unless you could talk on the phone and you could be consistent, then we might as well already start what we started. But also you as a child to him. You 9 years younger than him. So you a child of him. So he feel like he could play in your face and do what he want to do. This guy have been dating on and off for several years. Recently asked me to go out with him and I said yes. But when the day came, I didn't hear from him. Should I reach out? He's never done this. So this question, just like the last question, sound like y'all kind of having some men that some testing almost to see what they could do. And that the yes for them is the goal line. And then they get the yes and then they good. They like, hey, I'm good. I done got the yes, I'm good. And Lakeisha, God bless you. Lakeisha sent me a cash out. God bless you now. Add that to my tithes. God bless you. Before I forget. And so now I would reach out, just because if he haven't reached out and you don't reach out, he could be like, well, darn, I could have died. You didn't think that I could have gotten a fatal car crash? Now, if he is online posting and you know he alive and well, that's a different story. In that case, I wouldn't reach out because what that means is his ex-girlfriend or his next girlfriend that came into the picture, unless it's just something else happened. Like, but men are built for a lot. So if he lose a family member, if he go through depression, a man can always have the strength to say, hey, today's not a good day, I'm so sorry, and I'll reach out when things get a little better. A man can always do that. Make sure y'all put the hashtag Q in front of your question. I caught this one right here. I started talking to a guy 9 weeks ago, and it's going really well. He seems really interested and says he's sure about me. He said he wants to propose and date while engaged. Is this safe? It don't sound safe. It don't sound safe because that's really not how men look. And you know, look at you with my good eye. Now, you're a pretty lady, but he have to think for him to be moving this fast, he got to think you the best looking thing in the world. And if you get that sense to where he calling you every day, if he calling you every day and all of that, do he got somewhere to stay? Do we have citizenship? Do we have a job? Do we have a car? Then Google him and do a background check. Because men who move this fast is typically they need citizenship, they need somewhere to stay, or they need some money, or they ready to dismember something. They ready to get them somebody they could chop up and put in the freezer, because that's what they do. And so you have to look well within to that. Then you don't have to ask him, can I check your credit or nothing like that. You just need to do an extensive Google search, see if you could do some type of little background, and just see that he above board and got everything going on, that you know what his job is. Bring him, take him some lunch to his job, so that way you know he there. Or go do lunch with him at the job. And so that way you got to really vet him. And then if he want to get engaged, okay, let him propose. Say, hey, I'm not gonna rush you. I'm not gonna put a timeline on that. That's on you. And I'll know if I'm ready or not. I really feel like we need some time to get to know each other. But even if he proposed, you never should marry somebody inside of 12 months. Ever. The Spicy Collection says she ain't worried about y'all relationship. So say she trying to get up money up. When is the best time to seek a manufacturer for my business? I hand make my hair bonnets. Should I wait until I start making a certain amount or mass produce them now and go big or go home? I would wait until the business go to booming, and because you could mass produce and them wigs have cobwebs and spiders in them because they just sitting up there and not selling. So if you don't know how to market it, or if you don't have a marketing budget, and what I mean by that, like us influencers, we do shout outs and we do promo. If you don't have a marketing budget to get the hair bonnets, I don't know what a hair bonnet is. So forgive me for calling it a wig or whatever it is. I don't know what a hair bonnet is, unless you're talking about like the thing that you put on top of the hair, like the little silk thing, the little bonnet. But even with that, you don't want to collecting dust and sitting there and just you done spent this money when you could have been selling them a little bit by little bit. So what you do is you make you 10, 20, 30 of them before you sell them. Then you put it on a site like Etsy. So you don't even got to have no real site. You can put it on Etsy, because now on Etsy you're going to get drive-by traffic. Don't get drive-by traffic. They're going to allow you to promote as well. You can spend money to promote your product. So you can sell right there on Etsy, but you already made 10 or 20 of them. So that way you set up. More precious than rubies. Why is the man allowed to be overweight but not the woman? Please speak on double standards in dating and in marriage. The reason why the man could be overweight, now this ain't my rule, this society rule, but the reason why the men be overweight but the woman can't is because men are more of visual and sexual creatures than your average woman. So a lot of women can get to the point to where they could see a heart. It's a lot of women that they might be visual and they see the man and be like, ooh, got a little Pillsbury Doughboy going on, but I guess I got to look at him in the sight of the Lord. So I give him a number, and then you sit down with him on a date, and he laughing, and you just laughing, 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 laughing. It's nothing funny to a man if a woman is out of shape, because a man is a visual creature. He's a sexual person because he instructed to be fruitful and replenish the earth. So he thinking with his little head as much as he thinking with his big head. And so therefore he looking at what is attractive to me, whereas women on average are mature enough to get past some of the shortcomings that a man have, because men have shortcomings in the literal sense. Men in the bed, women, millions of women look past that. And so women have created the double standard, because if women said, listen, Playboy, you got to get that weight off you. I don't care if you could provide. But when y'all started dating Rick Ross and DJ Khaled married, Rick Ross keep a woman, Fat Joe, all the NFL defensive linemen, offensive linemen, all of them got beautiful women. So women created the double standard by being with men who is of a certain shape or size. And then some men, they supposed to be that size. And the other reason why men get to typically date 2 or 3 notches up is because men are providers. So when you bring the money to the table, that money make up for that stomach. And that's just the unfortunate truth about it. But if women wanted to, but it'll never happen because it's too many women that's marriage desperate. And so because of that, it'll always be women that'll be like, no, I'm finna get this ring, and I'm finna get this house and this white picket fence and this little Labrador, and you keep that gut. You have all the gut you want to have. If I could stay home, take care of my kids, and you gonna go to work, bust your butt, come on home with that stomach. But men don't look at it like that. 25 with a 5-year-old, feeling ready to start dating again after 2 years, and exes keep popping up asking for another chance. I desire marriage. Any advice on getting back into the dating scene? I'd never really believe in going backwards unless y'all broke up within a year. If these exes that you broke up with, if any of them was inside of a year, and you could look at their life and you could have a conversation, go on a date, and you could see that he has had an encounter with the Lord, he has changed his life, then you could go back, because it take a year to truly get to know somebody. And what most men do, because a lot of men don't have transparent fathers who give them the game, most men will try a woman and try to get over on her and try to manipulate and deceive her inside that first year. But he's really testing her to see what he can get away with, because he believes that testing is a proper approach in courting. And we all do that as men. We all run tests on a woman. And women don't admit to running tests on a man very often, and women get very mad when they find out that men run tests on them. But women test men too, but it's just less talked about. And so if the ex is somebody that you broke up with in a year for being, he was immature, or he was just inconsistent, or he was petty, or something like that, or just something else, then you could look back into that. Now, if it was for the A word, you know, or, verbal, emotional, physical, social, financial, then you never go back to an ex after that. Y'all forgive my wife text me. I'm a barber full time, but I'm passionate about natural healing and health. I do Uber Eats to make extra money, but I want to make extra money doing what I love. But where do I start? Well, I tell you this. The natural healing and health, it's a little tricky because it's one thing to learn your body and naturally heal yourself, but it's a whole nother thing to be giving out products for other people's body. So it's a lot of, if it's products and things that you ingest, it's a lot that you gotta go through. It gotta be properly tested. It gotta be properly formulated. It's a lot that goes into it because you'll be to kill somebody, and then you'll be up the creek without a paddle. So what you ought to do is you could start to you invest in yourself and do coaching with a business coach like myself. I can't stamp nobody else. And then what we do is we look into the cost of a chemist. And then when we talk to my chemist and we talk about what kind of products you like, then my chemist will give you a quote. But what we also do is we Google manufacturers, because a lot of the manufacturers, they have what you call white label products. So let's say you want to do sea moss. Well, it's a lot of factories already got sea moss, and then already did the testing, and then you now can order it and white label it with your name on the package, and you'll see on the factory if they FDA certified. So that means they got to do right. Y'all forgive me. Well, why is sending me these ticket prices? And what you could do is, let's say you get you one product, you you order the minimum order, and then you sell those products to your clients. But these are tested products, tested, tried, and true. And then your products will start booming to your clients. And then as they boom into your clients, then your products will start to spread, and now you'll start to make money on the side. Then you might start making more money on the side than you make doing your barbering. Tony, I currently am working on monetizing my YouTube fitness content. I am more than halfway there. How do I stay patient and positive and enjoy the process? You can stay patient and positive, or you can get some money to invest in your channel to promote your channel. So you can do it either way. There's nothing wrong with. For my clients and students, I do shout outs, and I do a 90% discount of what I charge a company. And so you think about that and there's other people that you probably can collaborate with and just shoot them a couple dollars, and they shout you out on their fitness channel. What is the best way to network with other life coaches? I recently finished your life coaching certification, and another just stuck on where to begin monetizing my services. Well, the best way is to get on mymentor.life. You'll see that again put in the chat, mymentor.life, because that's your business in a box. that I created for people to join after they finish the certification, because on there I'm marketing the site like I am right now. People go there and they book sessions with coaches there. And then we have calls as coaches. But networking with coaches ain't gonna do nothing for you. You need to network with clients, because another coach is in the same position you in. Y'all gotta forgive me. Trying to help my wife figure out about these soccer tickets. And so start get on my mentor.life. It's only $200 for the whole year. A lot of times coaches get on there and they be so broke minded they don't realize there's no business in the world that you can run for $200 a year. And they be like, I got on my mentor.life. I ain't get booked. Yeah, you spent $200 and you took a photo with your phone and your bio is 4 words. You wrote down blog post and you're charging too much money for that short bio and that picture. And I be trying to say, you got to stretch your mindset when you become a coach, and you got to invest in yourself. Go get a professional headshot. Get a bio written. If you can't write, get it written. 12 lines or longer. Get some blogs written. AI can write the blogs. Build your page out. Then post your page on your Facebook every day at noon. Do that right there and then see what comes. A lot of times we'll do stuff and we want everything to fall in our lap, and it ain't how it works. Went on a double date, went well. For the second date, he said we should have a pool day. I don't really think that's appropriate for a second date. Correct me if I'm wrong. How should I respond? Well, the way you got that hair hanging on that profile picture, normally when people have that hairstyle you got, they have a little derriere, which is meaning the booty. So he probably want to see that booty in that bathing suit, which everybody grown, everybody grown, and you get to see his pool body. You get to see if he got a him old spare tire for a stomach, or if he got some abs. But everybody grown, and you ain't got to go out there in no thong. You go out there in a regular bathing suit. You can even get the little shorts. Get the little short bathing suit in case you got ingrown hairs in between your legs. You got ingrown hairs, or you got hairy legs, wear some of the shorts kind. Now, I would recommend putting some nair on, and if you want to wear a bikini bottom, just make sure you get that bikini line, put some nair on it, and you grown. If he said, I think we ought to have for the second date, that's inappropriate. But everybody go swimming. My son just went to a pool party. Y'all forgive me. The wife come first now. She texted me about this game. I told her I was on live. I guess she done forgot. And see, Felicia asking the kind of questions that women need to be asking. This kind of ask the questions about the complexities of the opposite sex and the things that confuse you, the things that make absolutely no sense. That's a question you gotta ask. So what about when you're done being fruitful, or are y'all ever done? A man could be done being fruitful, but not done doing the act of being fruitful. So As a man is not done being sexual until he is in the grave. And if any of y'all ever been a CNA or a RN or LPN, doctor, whatever it is, and you have worked with older men on their way out and they closer to the grave than the birth canal, y'all could attest to what I'm saying. Because my wife be telling me about it when she was a CNA. She said she used to go in this one man room, old man, and he'll be like, just show me one boob. Please, just show me one boob. Please, will you just give me a little bit of head? I'll pay you. Just give me a little bit of head. And I was like, you serious? You like, yeah. Men be saying all kind of stuff. And I remember my granddaddy had a catheter. He had a catheter. You know what a catheter is. I ain't saying all the letters right, but catheter. I don't know how to really say it, but the thing that stick in the man body part, his third leg, they stick that in there, and that's where your pee go, in that bag. He had a catheter and still was getting sloppy toppy round the catheter. $5. $5 for a little bit of swagabout. And from the local street lady. And unfortunately, the local street lady was one of my family members' girlfriend, but she used to get $5 to take care of my granddad, and he was 88 years old. And I remember one time, he wasn't married to my grandma, but he had to come back and live with her. And I remember one time my grandma said to me, she said, yeah. She was just talking. I'm telling too much business, so they kids probably be mad with me when they hear this, but this is the point of teaching real life about this stuff with men. My granddad was 88 years old. My grandma, I don't know how old she was. She probably was 80 or whatever, and they had kids together. They used to be together, but they wasn't married. But he needed somewhere to stay in his old age, so he came back to his ex-woman, to his ex-wife, and stayed there. And so he stayed there, and I remember one time, my grandma came to me and she said, Tony, she said, yeah, Robert came in there in my room last night talking about get him some. Can he have some? And I'm like, you know you got a catheter and could barely walk, and you know I ain't got no legs. So when you get up here in the bed, how you gonna get out the bed? Now my grandma was starting to have dementia, so she could have been lying. She could have been lying. It could have been a dream. But when she said that, because she ain't had no legs, she was a double amputee, because she got a fish bone in one of her foots and got gangrene and had to cut that leg off, and she lost the other leg for, I think, thyroid smoking, something smoke. So she was double amputee. And she wasn't ashamed about it either. She used to use that thing. She used to milk that thing. She'll call anybody. Oh, hello, this is Lou Elmer Jameson, double amputee, wheelchair bound, and I'm calling to see if y'all do donations for double amputee, wheelchair bound. Oh, okay, you do? All right. Okay, I have somebody come up there and pick. My grandma, she was milking the mess out there. But when she told me that my granddaddy, in my first book, What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl, I wrote about that story. Because women always ask that question, like, do a man ever get it out his system? And that's why I tell men, listen, if you waiting talking about get something out your system before you get married, you will die before you get married, because it never leave our system. Every single day as men, and the reason why I can say this, because I know the way I live my life. Here I am fasting, dry fasting, meaning no food, no water, 72-hour dry fast, 72-hour water fast. I got more discipline than 99.9% of men when I want to have discipline. I don't even curse. I don't masturbate. I don't watch porn. I don't cheat on my wife. I don't get drunk. I don't smoke no weed. I don't pop no pills. So listen, if I have this level of discipline, and every single day I still have to make sure that I'm girded with the Lord, with the armor of the Lord, then I know every single man that have the discipline I have and any man that have less discipline have the same struggle, because we all men. Now, men will not admit to that. Men will not admit to that because everybody not called to be a truth teller. So somebody will take their truth. A lot of people take their truth to the grave and they will look you in the face and lie. They'll lie all in the comments. That's him. That's just one man. That's just him. Don't put that what he got to deal with. Don't put that on me. Oh, so you struggling? You smoke weed? You can't break the additional weed, but you don't struggle with looking at women. Oh, you don't struggle, but you gambling? I don't even gamble. So you ain't got enough discipline to push that plate away or push that weed away or not gamble or not masturbate or not watch porn, but you just also strong when it comes to lust. Oh, okay, buddy. All right, buddy. Whatever you say. A man ain't gonna admit it, but that's something right there that a man have to fight. And that's a lot of times women be like, oh, well, why this and why that? Listen, he got to fight that good fight. That's why he keep looking over there at that booty, because he is a man and he got to learn how to have his spirit renewed. Because me, I'll be on here preaching every day, but you let old piece of nine booty walk by, man, I be about to have, I be about to, I got the everything, Lord. I don't even do the rosary. I got to do everything. I be olive oil, everything. And I be having to repent. I have to live in a state of repentance. Lord, forgive me for looking at that. Lord, forgive me for looking at that. And then when you think about it, you look at it and you say, okay, well, Lord, you gave me this right here, this what I'm feeling. So you must got the power to help me overcome it. So, and that's the truth that a lot of people won't tell. Why you think some of these pastors struggling? Why you think some of these pastors who preach every Sunday still be going through divorce, still be in fornication, still be in adultery? Because just because you love the Lord or you read your Bible don't mean you finna be healed and perfect. Any good vendors for acrylic keychains? How much should I keep in stock in quantity? By the way, I'm starting to make Proverbs keychains. I'm sure it's a lot out there. You got to Google it, and then also you could use Alibaba. I like Alibaba now. A lot of people be hating on Alibaba. I be all on Alibaba, but when I tell you Alibaba got everything, I can't even tell you everything I got on Alibaba. I might be in jail. See, I don't have to worry about cheating on my wife. What I got to worry about, police come, yeah, Tony Gasson was caught getting such and such goods from Alibaba. Y'all be like, oh my goodness, Tony, what in the world you was doing with that knockoff stuff? Hey, listen, got to do what you got to do. But Alibaba got everything. You hear me? Alibaba sell kidneys. Anything you need, they got it on Alibaba. One thing about it, I respect Asians. I respect Asians. That they got to be some of God's chosen people, because the way them folk mind work, man, look here. Anything you need. Y'all be out here spending all this money, I'll be right on Alibaba. Thank you. Appreciate you. Gotta get your life right. Tell them right now. Manoni, that's just human nature. Manoni, people like to take and don't give. It's just human nature. People don't even realize why their blessings be blocked. People like to receive and not give. It be little stuff like that teach you. You mentioned that you met your wife. Your goal was to have a one-night stand, but you realized she was your wife. Is that an exception to the rule, or most women stay in the category men put them in? Well, the thing is every man who is not a virgin is looking for a one-night stand. That's something that women don't understand. There's not a man who having sex that's going to turn it down if he could sense that you gonna give it up. So don't think that, see, a man don't have a 90-day rule. A man ain't got no 6-month rule. A man ain't got no wait till engagement rule. A man who having sex, he want it on day one. Out the gate, he want that thing. And if you a little too frisky, a little too friendly, you saying boo a little too much, hun and sweetie, a little too much. Wife text me, y'all forgive me. You doing all that? Hey, listen. That man, he gonna die right off in there. So for me, when I met my wife, she was probably the 150th woman, 200th woman I had shot my shot at. And every woman I met, I was trying to get on in there. And she was the first woman I met like her. Because the thing that a lot of women don't want to admit is that most women is loose and nasty. But the thing about it is a woman come from a man and a woman is a human. So the same way most men are loose and nasty, most women are loose and nasty. When I was out there shooting my shot, mind you, I ain't shooting my shot from 6'4". I'm shooting my shot from 5'10". I ain't shooting my shot from making 6 figures. I'm shooting my shot from broke, busted, and disgusted. I met 3 women that told me no the first time I tried to sleep with them. 3 women. So what I found is that most women is loose and nasty. So that's why what a lot of women don't understand is a lot of women is really a large part of the problem. There's so many single women. Because when women start talking to women, women are not telling women, the women life coaches, very few of them are telling women to keep your legs closed and to stop sleeping with a man. Women are telling women that no man will wait until marriage on you. And that's a lie from the pit of hell. Because a man, you got to realize this. If a man got the discipline to become a Green Beret, an Airborne Ranger, a Navy SEAL, an NBA, a professional athlete, a man got the discipline to do anything. What you think? Who you think a man sleeping with when he in training, when he under the water? It ain't enough women on the submarine to go around, and it ain't enough gay men down there. It might be 1 or 2, and he ain't gonna break everybody off no booty hole. So and the rest of the men ain't gay. So what you think a man doing? He abstaining. It's many times that a man is getting a rock hard and abstaining, and women don't want to believe that. And the reason why women don't want to believe that is because men also got a women don't want to believe that a man will wait. But that is a lie. And the thing is that what women don't understand is that a man can sell salt to a slug. How you kill a slug? With salt. A man talk game could get a slug to buy salt. So what women have been made to believe is that a man will not wait until marriage for sex. And the reason why is because as a man, we're going to give you every excuse. And there used to be some women who would want to wait, but I used to use stuff like, see, the thing about it is you want a date and you want me to come over, but have you ever heard of blue balls? So if I'm around you, I'm getting aroused and my thing is getting on hard. And if I stay like that for like 45 minutes, I get blue balls. When you get blue balls, that kill your chances of being able to have kids by 80%. And then it start to feel like your balls start to go up your stomach. And then you have a pain that feel like an ulcer that's eating you from the inside out, because a man is made for sex. But what you don't realize about men is that when we have sex with a woman, that's when we fall in love with her. And that right there is the only way I'm gonna ever be able to really know you and fall in love with you, is when we have sex. So when I give her that game, she's 18, 19, 20, 21. She's like, oh, because she ain't got no balls. So she don't know what's going on. She like, blue ball? Well, what is that? I say, blue, you don't know what blue ball is? And this is what men do. So now the woman, and then the next thing I do, if a woman done took science class and she's smart, she's like, man, get out of here with that foolishness, man. You don't think I know about that, man? Man, listen, you ain't gonna die. You wake up every morning with a wood on. What you talking about? So if a woman hit a man like that, then you know what he gonna do? He gonna give it a silent treatment. But women are nurturers. So if a woman dating a man and she like the man and he giving her the silent treatment, she start to feel unworthy. She start to feel unloved. Then what he gonna do? After the silent treatment, he's going to look at other women in front of her on purpose, because he knows every woman feels disrespected if they man look at another woman in front of them. Every woman hate that. So he know that. So he's going to go out on a date with you, and he gonna lock with this woman, and he gonna watch her walk. And then you're gonna elbow and be like, what are you doing? That is so disrespectful. And then he's gonna say, well, you the one don't want to have sex. What do you expect? I am a man. This is what men do. 99.9% of men are having sex with their girlfriend, and you want to be around here on the 90-day rule, listen to Steve Harvey and such and such and such and such and Tony Gaskins, and you're gonna be single. They married, and you're gonna be single because you want to make me wait. See, a man got so many cards to pull out on a woman. He don't believe none of what he's saying. Because I was that man. We all could wait. And truthfully, we all want a woman who will make us wait. Now, see, that's what y'all ain't want to hear now. We got to preach on this. I ain't got nothing but 20 more minutes, so we got to preach on this. Y'all don't realize that a man actually want a woman that's going to make him wait. A man who want a woman that's not gonna make him wait, that's not a man, that's a boy. He not ready for a relationship. He not even ready, and he definitely ain't ready for no marriage, and he might be taking angle lane up the booty. Because a man wants a prize. A man want a trophy. A man want exclusive. A man want different. But why do men? So you say, well, Tony, if he want all that, why he put so much pressure on me? Because he don't trust humans. He don't believe that you are who you say you are. So he put the most pressure on you to see if you really gonna stand on what you say you stand on. He gonna have you in first 48 Memphis, first 48 interrogation room to see if you gonna break. If you stand your ground and you do not let him put fear in your heart, you don't let him put worry in your heart, and you have the attitude of like, hey, if you can't get with it, then you could get left. Be honest with you, that ain't how I get down. And you can kick rocks with open-toe sandals on, as far as I care, but you're not getting none of this until I feel ready and comfortable. And with the way it's going right now, I'm not going to ever feel that unless we walk down somebody's aisle. When you tell a man that, now he know, oh my goodness, okay, she about business. But see, most women are not about business. Most women are horny and loose and nasty. And so they want them some angle lane. So most women, because they done already rode the bicycle, they know how to ride the bicycle, and they ready to get on their bike. And so they just want to play like that they whole lot to look classy. And the men have met strippers and prostitutes who play abstinent, because they tired of stripping and prostituting, and they ready to get wifed up, so they play like they abstinent. And then before you know it, they getting their back broke out, and the man like, and some of y'all, the man be like, now hold on now. I done had you everywhere I could want you in this room. I done flip you and toss you, and you just was speaking in tongues in church Sunday. Hold on now. How the world you on YouTube doing scriptures, but then you having sex? So women have made men not believe nothing a woman say. And a woman could be in a relationship, and then she meet a man who look better than her man and got more money than her man, and she do the same thing a man do. So men have learned, oh, a woman is a human. A woman do the same thing man do. Y'all lie, cheat, jump on some dang-a-lane. Okay, so that's why he don't believe it. And so that's why, but what you got to realize is if you truly committed to your abstinence journey and you are doing it for you, you're not doing it for a husband. You're doing it to please God. You're doing it for your relationship with God. And you truly committed. When you meet the man that is your husband, although he may test you, he may tempt you, he may try you, he is secretly happy that you telling him no, because he want to marry a woman who has discipline and self-control and self-love. He want to marry a woman who has discovered herself in God and know who she is. And once he realized that's where you at, then he like, okay, I can work with this. So, and yes, men typically do put women in the category they put them in, but for me, category, you don't get put in your category till the man talk to you. It ain't what he look and see what he wants. So that's where you got that look confused. As soon as I talked to my wife and we talked for 6 hours straight, I knew she was a wife. I knew then she wasn't a one night stand. When I seen her, that's what I was walking around the mall looking for. I met her in the mall. She was working in the mall. I hollered at her, another girl at the mall who worked with her on a different shift, another girl in the mall who worked in a different store. That was my hunting ground. I used to go to the mall and just get numbers. Every store I get numbers. Get the workers, get the shoppers. I'm just getting numbers. And that was my game. You know, I had got kicked off my college football team, so I couldn't play no sports. So that was my sport. I was out there doing it. And then I met my match when I met my wife. Tony, do you think the Lord may not want a person to marry if it has been years of being single? High level views spiritually that you can share. The Bible say that God to give us the desires of our heart. So if your heart desires marriage, then you're not waiting on God, he's waiting on you. Most people who want to be married but are not married, is something wrong with them. And that's a hard truth. That's hard to say. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. And a lot of people don't want to believe that. But 100% of the time, when I talk to somebody who want to be married and they not married, it's still something they got to work on. One of the 3 B's. Now, some people, it's stuff they can't help. They might have protruding eyes. And the protruding eyes make them very unique looking, make them very peculiar. But there's somebody who they mama got them protruding eyes. And so they're not judging those protruding eyes. But then the person will meet the person that will talk to them and build with them and be okay with their protruding eyes. and they will look down on the person with they protruding eyes. They'll be looking down on this person like you're not good enough, not realizing everybody else they done met is judging them because of that unique feature. And so that's why grandma say, like who likes you, not who you like. And that's what happens with so many people. A lot of singles are single because they don't want who want them, but yet they don't want to sacrifice and be disciplined enough to become who they need to be to get who they want. And that leaves us single. The exception to the rule is when you are in protective custody. But when you are in protective custody, you can rest assured that God will have you in your purpose, doing his perfect will, doing his work. If you're not ministering and bringing people to Christ and doing the work of the Lord, God don't want you single just to be single. Apostle Paul was single because of the work he was doing for the kingdom. Jesus was single because of the work he was doing for the kingdom. That's who's single. If you're not doing that level of work, meaning it ain't got to be that level, mean signs and wonders, but if you ain't on that level of commitment to your God's calling, to God calling on your life, your purpose, then and your desire is to be married, God wants you to be married too. But you have to prepare to be married. See, when you read the story of Ruth and Boaz, now it was a different time, a different custom, so you can't go lay on nobody's floor like Ruth did. But Ruth got prepared. She got out the house, and she got out in the field and was out and about and was working. And she was out there working. And Boaz seen her and said, "Who is that?" Because he like, man, a lot of these women lazy now. And it ain't too many women come out here to the field. It's men out here. So he told the men, hey, leave her some bales of wheat. Leave her some, just drop some on the ground so she could pick it up and think she doing something. He wouldn't have did that if it was customary for women to be out there. But see, she got out in the field. That's why I tell y'all, go to Starbucks and do your work instead of sitting in the house. Walk around the mall every Saturday instead of sitting in the house. Go to the lounge, sit down, have your appetizer and some lemon water. If you drink, have your little drink. Get out of the house by yourself. Be okay to go out by yourself, because this man might be out with his homeboy. Then when he come up, listen, sir, are you married? God is watching. God is listening. Are you married? Okay, you're not married. All right. I just had to ask you. And I'm not jaded. I ain't not, but a lot of y'all like to play game. So I had to ask you if you married. And no, I ain't married. You go out by yourself, that's when a man gonna have the most confidence in the world to approach you. The reason why he don't like approach you when you with your girlfriend is because your girlfriend sometimes be naughty-headed and wanna laugh at them. Not literally naughty-headed, but they want to laugh. And they want to embarrass them. And women will make it hard on a man who done mustered up the courage to come shoot his shot and will laugh in his face and then get mad when the men they want not approaching them. It's because the men know about those stories and they know that happened. And so sometimes it's best to go out by yourself, so ain't nobody blocking your blessing. My daughter met her 20-year-old boyfriend in November, and she's 23 and married him like 2 weeks ago. It's crazy. I'm so worried, but bless their heart. They're in love. Hope God blesses their marriage. Well, the thing about it is he 20 years old. And I can't really see you, Kiana, but I can see you're a pretty lady. So if your daughter got more genetics than you got, then let's say that 20-year-old thinks she a 10. He thinks she a 10 for him to do that, unless she got a BMW and her own place and she makes 6 figures and he a broke college student. But 9 out of 10 times when a 20-year-old get married that fast, he either a devout Christian, gay, or he think that's the finest woman he done ever seen, and he don't believe he gonna ever meet a woman finer. or he broke, busted, and disgusted, and he needs somewhere to stay, and he needs some financial help. It's typically one of those four reasons when a man get married as fast as they got married. But time will tell, because if he jumped the gun, he'll be changing his mind in a year or two, and your daughter will be up the creek without a paddle, be crying. So just be there for her. Don't say I told you so. Just be there for her. Okay, we answered that one. Lacey, God bless you. Now, I should have put you up there earlier, but it came to the top up there. Been married 16 years. Husband constantly makes bad decisions. Even though I share my wisdom on things before a decision is made, he never listens or respects it. How do I not be resentful? Well, listen, you kind of got a right to be resentful. I feel you. I get it. But, that is your husband. And he is, the head of the household. And you just have to find a way to express what you're saying in a way that is his language. Sometimes we communicate one way and we don't communicate the way the person that we dealing with receives. So you got to try other ways of communication to get through to him, because he may hear what you're saying as nagging or complaining. But when you truly find a way to express your heart in a very articulate, genuine way, and you express your hurt, express that you feel betrayed, express that you feel disrespected, express that you feel unloved and unappreciated and unvalued. And then when he understands what it means to always not listen to you, then he'll start the process and he'll start to listen to you. Women don't think men know what they doing and what they talk about, and men don't think women know what they doing and know what they talking about. It's just because we opposite genders. So I don't oftentimes listen to my wife either. And I make mistake after mistake, and we've been married 17 years. But that is also for men, as a woman, you got to learn how to live with that, because if you cut that off, you're not going to have a man. Because a man is ambitious. A man is a go-getter. You got to risk it for the biscuit. So that is in a man. Whereas a woman may be more cautious and more calculated. Men take risks because that's how we get ahead. So although he making bad decisions, one of these days, his decision, him betting on himself, this gamble is going to pay off. I done did a lot of things to where my wife told me, no, you shouldn't do that because it is, you couldn't do that. But I had to see it for myself. So when you got a man that's an adult, it's different if he putting you out of house and home. Y'all got to go to the shelter, all of this. That's different when it's costing your health, it's costing your safety. That's when you got to really put your foot down and say, listen, I'm going to leave you. See, a lot of women never say, I'm going to leave you. So if you want me to go, keep ignoring me and doing what you want to do and not valuing my opinion. But if you're not ready to leave, that means his decisions ain't that bad. When you ready to leave, that's when his decisions is real bad. Otherwise, you just want to be heard, which is understandable, but you also got to understand the nature of a man. And it's just like men have to understand the nature of a woman. We got to understand that a woman expects provision to come into this house, rain, sleet, or snow. A woman expects for a man to get up and work and provide no matter what. She expects bills to be paid. That man could be going through depression. That man could lose his mama. That man could have nobody to talk to, nobody to turn to other than his woman. He could have no family, no friends. He could feel isolated, alienated, unheard, misunderstood, and a woman don't care. Get your butt up and go to work. You a grown man, get out there and get it. So it's things that a woman want from a man, but fail to realize that it's things that a man want from a woman. And a lot of times that's understanding and support and being willing to go for the ride. And so if it ain't really putting you out of house and home, don't put too much on it. Y'all, I got to go here in a little bit, so let me grab these super chats because I'm way behind. Thank you to the new members. Don't y'all be signing up then calling Google talking about that was fraud on your card. 4+ years with boyfriend, both 30+ years old. He says he will propose next year, but I don't believe he's ready. Still immature. I'm almost finished with nursing school. Should I cut ties? The fact that you can even ask that, it mean that the relationship pretty much about over. The fact that it even come across your mind, and y'all 30 plus. Now listen, there's an exception to the rule. Me personally, I don't believe it take a man that long. I believe every man under the sun gonna know that a woman gonna know if it's his wife within 2 years. 70-80% know within 12 months. Hey, God bless you, V Love. I know you grew up with somebody telling the truth, or grew up in an area that told the truth, because everybody can't handle it. Hey, shout out to the moderators. Glam Rocks. I done seen Glam Rocks in there. I don't know if the other was on here, but bless y'all. Appreciate you. Mr. Gas, I'm a 30-year-old. Days of God bless you for that blessing now. Mr. Gas, I'm a 34-year-old Latina, and I've been working as a paralegal for 12 years after I graduated university. I wanted to apply to law school. Any advice? Since I'm also waiting for my husband. Thank you. You need to apply to law school. You need to apply to law school. Do what you got to do. You could go to Cracker Jack Box Law School. You go to Kaiser, ICDC with Master P and his son. It don't matter what law school you get in, you gonna be a lawyer. You could be a lawyer. Paralegal for 12 years, it ran its course, sis. It ran its course. It's time to elevate. Get on out that entry level position, filing papers and doing all of that right there, doing all the little handiwork. Invest in you, believe in you, and gone to you doing paralegal when you could be the legal. You could be the law and have you a paralegal. Believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and guess what? That's gonna make you more attractive. You might attract you a doctor then, or attract you a lawyer, attract you a business owner, man that got some ambition in doing some things. Why do men look at me way more when I have no makeup and my natural poofy hair, when I have makeup on, and when I used to wear wigs? Silence. All this time, I should have not worn all that stuff. It's good and bad, sis, and I'm going to tell you the bad part of it. Is if that hair look a little wild, and your face look a little regular, sometimes a man feel like you got low self-esteem. And you feel like you might be in a little bit of state of depression or vulnerability because you came out the house looking like that. So a lot of times that will attract an abusive man, the wrong type of man, because of how you presenting yourself. And then when you presenting yourself and you looking good, men will walk by, because 90% of men are not confident. 90% of men may not be ready to approach a woman. And so because you look put together and you looking good, they're like, hey, I can't do it. She out my league. So actually, sometimes when you get dressed, that's your protection. But hey, got to go. Son, yeah, throw your little game sign.
This is not a game sign.
Throw your little game sign. This is not no game sign. I got to go, y'all. This is the last question here. I'm trying to get the little paid one, but I got to go. My son just got done dating 2 months. He's in the army and has to work 10 days in the desert. On day 5, been acting depressed and distant, saying he's mentally struggling. Ma'am, you got to believe it and you got to understand it. I'll be depressed out there in the desert too. I'll be depressed in that desert. So that right there, that's a legitimate reason. Now, if he working on the cruise ship, he working on the beach, he working at, the valet parking Lamborghinis, and he talking about he depressed.
Coach,
that's different. What coach?
Keeney.
Wow, what y'all had to do, Ron?
He made us do sprints at the end. We did like 20 sprints.
And you broke that kind of sweat?
Yeah, I was sweating bad because it's lights on the field. It makes you sweat.
Wow.
We need to get through all those paid ones. Get people's money worth.
Hey, I got to the paid one.
Right.
God bless y'all. And I sure appreciate you. I just can't. And see, this how YouTube, y'all stop playing with me out there in Palo Alto. Every time it get on the devil number, they want to let it get stuck there. Y'all need to do the algorithm the way y'all skip the devil number. Palo Alto, stop playing with people. Every time it get on the devil number, they want to let it just sit there. Getting on my nerves now. Out there with them devils out there y'all playing with. Y'all fix that. Well, the count don't sit on the devil number out there in Palo Alto. Because they watch these here lives because they got to see, make sure ain't nobody on here scripting and nudity and all that. So they be sitting here watching. That's why they be trying to flag me when I be telling the truth. But hey, God bless y'all. And I got through those super chats. I really appreciate you for that. And we're going to be in touch. I know I missed some of the questions, but the chat got a little saucy. I'm looking through it now. Yeah, I missed a lot. But God bless you. We'll talk soon.
All right, chill.
Talk to the third. Hey, this is the next generation of life coaching. So I'm going to be passing the baton one day. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all kids, when he get on there, he going to be next level. He going to be next level. If I ever said anything that makes sense to you, that boy, they're on a whole nother level. When I tell you that boy here is my life coach. I done been driving, talking to him about my life, and he had me in tears. That boy there, he on the next level. So that's why I'm so hard on him, because I want God to be able to use him. Because when I know when God used him and he opened his mouth and get a wisdom that God and gave him, listen, hell gonna be held captive. And the captives will be set free. I'm trying to tell you. So we got a generation of Gaskins that's gonna be leading this world, not the country, leading the world to salvation. Hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon.